A new poll out today from Quinnipiac University is not good for Hillary Clinton. It's actually good for Donald Trump because it shows that Donald Trump
A new
is
poll out
actually
today
doing
from Quinnipiac
better.
University
Is
Well,
not
hold on
good
here.
for Hillary Clinton. It's actually good for Donald
What
Trump
is going on here?
because it shows that Donald Trump
A new
is
poll out
actually
today
doing
from
some sort of
Quinnipiac
weird better.
University
That's
is
odd.
not
Hold on
good
here.
for Hillary Clinton. It's actually good for
Donald.
Never had that happen before. That's strange. All right.
Technical issues, man. That was weird. All right. So let's try this again. Without an echo. Thank you. Technology, man. All right. New poll out from Quinnipiac University shows that Donald Trump is actually doing better in key swing states than Hillary Clinton. Now, these states are Florida, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Now, as I said, they're swing states. They're actually really important when it comes to the general election. So now I want to go through some of the numbers here, and I kind of want to break this poll down and look at the overall statistics in it. All right, or overall findings. Now, in Florida, Clinton is behind Donald Trump 39% to 42%. Ohio, Clinton is actually tied with Donald Trump. And in Pennsylvania, Clinton is down by 2. Now, there are other polls out that say, no, Hillary Clinton's actually up by 9. I'm not sure who did that. There's a smattering of different polls that have came out. But roughly, most of it's the same. At least in 2 states, Hillary Clinton is tied with Donald Trump when you kind of average it all out. So that's not good, okay? Now, in Florida, what's interesting is that Clinton had already had a lead of 8 points in the state of Florida about a month ago. But now she's behind Trump by 3 points, at least according to this one poll. So that's not good. That's actually kind of terrible. I know polls go up and down. I know there's a long time until the election. But already you've got Hillary Clinton out there savaging with Trump with ads. Okay? And Trump, he's not spending anything on ads. He because he's an idiot, he doesn't allocate funding for ads. He relies on all of this free TV media coverage that he's been getting all throughout the primary. So we don't know. You've got Hillary Clinton out there outspending him on ads and shit, and he's not doing anything. And yet, they're so incredibly close. That's disturbing. All right. But anyway, there's more, right? On the question of who is more honest and trustworthy, oh boy. Trump is actually leading Clinton by double digits in all 3 states. In Florida, 50% of people, respondents, said Trump is more honest and trustworthy than Hillary Clinton. Hillary's at 37%. Ohio, Trump's at 47%, to Clinton's 37%. And in Pennsylvania, Trump is at 49%, Clinton's at 34%. Honest and trustworthy. People are not buying what Clinton is selling. And look, I totally agree with that. I don't think she's honest and trustworthy at all. But if you think she's more honest and if you think Trump's more honest and trustworthy than she is, then you haven't been following Trump. Trump is a serial liar. They're both serial liars. I don't think one lies more than the other. And that is absolutely awful when it comes to the choices that we have from the Democrat and Republican parties. I mean, it's amazing. All right. There's more. Something that actually goes into Hillary Clinton's favor. The question of who is better prepared for the presidency actually favors Hillary Clinton by a very wide margin. In Florida, 53% of respondents say that Hillary Clinton is better prepared to handle the presidency and everything that comes with it, compared to Trump at 37%. In Ohio, Clinton's 57%, Trump 34%, and in Pennsylvania, Clinton 56%, Trump 36%. So everybody's like, yeah, can Trump actually do the job? Most people don't think that he can. She's much more prepared. She's been in politics for like 30 years. So, okay, that makes sense, right? I could see how people could see that she was way more qualified. Maybe it's because she doesn't spend time on Twitter making fun of people. It's kind of a pastime that Trump has. Doesn't make him seem very presidential. Now, however, in the issue of job creation, Trump's doing really, really well. In Florida, Trump is favored 54% to 39 on the issue of job creation. In Ohio, Trump's 54 to 39. And in Pennsylvania, Trump leads 54 to 39%. Damn. And on ISIS, Trump is, of course, leading. Florida 57 to Clinton's 35. Ohio, Trump 51 to Clinton's 40. Trump 52 to Clinton 40. So obviously they see him as more trustworthy on actually being able to do something about ISIS, which is crazy. What's his plan? What's his plan? Bomb them. That's pretty much identical to what the Hillary Clinton and Obama plans have been. So I don't know how people would see him as more capable of or more effective against ISIS. That's crazy. Anyway, so I want to ask, how is this possible? As I mentioned before, Clinton is spending millions and millions of dollars in TV advertising. Trump has spent pretty much nothing. So how is this possible? How is she getting crushed in all of these different things except for who is better prepared to be president? Well, it's because she's a terrible candidate. She's running as... Look, the Democrats made a mistake when they ran an establishment figure in an election where everyone is in a massively anti-establishment mood, okay? And her only claim to the White House is that, well, hey, I'm more qualified. Okay, the people agree with you. The people agree that you're more qualified and experienced. And guess what? They still don't like you. And her other argument is, yeah, well, I'm not Donald Trump. Well, it's not really a winning argument. Hey, guys, I might suck, but guess what? This guy sucks worse. Now, sadly, that's actually true. That is actually, it's not a good argument. It's not a winning argument. But it doesn't mean it's not true. Trump is pretty terrible. But this is what I've been warning people about for months. They don't want Clinton, okay? The vast majority of Americans, not people that are in the Democratic Party, but I'm saying independents and people across the political spectrum. They did not want Clinton. But hey, look, party loyalists, they got their way, and now look. Now, I'm not saying let's all vote for Trump. Okay, Trump's a disaster. Okay, and look, I've been getting a lot of tweets, a lot of comments. Oh, on foreign policy, Clinton's going to be far worse than Trump. Clinton's going to be far worse than Trump. Really? I'm pretty sure he's going to continue to bomb Muslim nations in an effort to destroy ISIS, right? Well, here's the thing. You don't destroy ISIS without something worse popping up in its place. What you have to do, and this is something that Hillary and Trump and Obama don't understand, is that you have to fight the root causes. You have to fight against fundamentalism, okay? And look, what's going on in the Middle East, it is partly our fault. Saudi Arabia, with our help, spread fundamentalist Islam to help fight against the godless communists, okay? That was our whole purpose. Hey, let's spread Wahhabism. Saudi Arabia, let's get you to spread Wahhabism across the Middle East so we can fight the commies. Oops, oh, look at that. Did it blow up in our face? Absolutely did. Our bad. My point is you can't just stop terrorism with bombs, okay? And as I said, that's a lesson that Clinton, Trump, and Obama never have really learned, okay? Look, 15 years we've been fighting the war on terror, and we're nowhere near winning, okay? And it ought to show you that our current strategy isn't working. Now, I'm seeing news reports, of course, where, oh, you know, ISIS is falling apart. Well, when ISIS falls apart, what's going to take its place? Unless there's a stable government in that area, and unless there is, you know, less sectarian violence in that area, you're just going to have something worse pop up, okay? You're going to have something terrible pop up, and that's the problem, okay? There's no, the solutions that we have are not working. But anyway, on to Trump, right? You don't think Trump's going to be militaristic? No. This is a guy that said during a debate, quote, "I'm the most militaristic person you will ever meet." Now, he also said, you have to know when to go out and use the military. All right, so how would he use the military? Use them to guard Iraq's oil, to take over Iraq's oil. Now, as bad as Hillary's foreign policy is going to be, Trump's might actually be worse. How long do you think we'll be sitting there guarding Iraq's oil and then taking it for ourselves, obviously? You don't think that they're going to be a little angry that we're sitting there taking the oil? What if we decide to take someone else's oil? Well, you don't think Trump would want to do that? Come on, man. And if you think, come on, we need that oil. We deserve it. Trump says that all the time. Hey, we should have taken the oil. We should have taken the oil. That's our oil. No, we don't need that oil. In fact, if we invested into renewable energy, we could power our entire nation without the need for fossil fuels. And we could do it within a few years. If we really, really invested, if we really looked at it and said, you know what, we want to get off fossil fuels for good. We have the ability to do that. Solar, wind, all that stuff is cheaper now than coal. But no. Coal is awesome. Look, Trump's not in favor of renewable energy. And he's not in favor of doing anything about climate change. He thinks that it's a Chinese hoax. Oh, climate change. It's not real. The Chinese made it all up. No, you idiot. It is real. And yes, Hillary Clinton, not quite as bad. She at least believes in climate change as a thing and wants to do something about it, even though she promoted fracking all over the world State Department. Now, I realize that's not good for climate change either, but at least she admits that it exists. If you think Trump is better on either of those issues, then you don't know Trump. Now, I've got more Trump policies that are awful. He wants to open up libel laws so he can sue journalists that say bad things about him. Well, there goes, well, I'm going to get sued then. I say bad things about Trump all the time, except that they're actually true. Well, I get sued. ABC gets sued. NBC gets sued. The Young Turks get sued. Everybody gets sued, right? How many outlets has he sued anyway? How many outlets has he blocked from covering him? Washington Post. I can think of one. Univision. There's another. There's so many different places that he has blocked from covering him because they don't give him favorable coverage. You don't think he'd try to open up the libel laws? That's terrible. It's terrible for free speech, for one, and it's terrible for the freedom of information. Terrible, terrible, terrible. And you think he's going to be better? No, of course not. Not only that, he thought Scalia was an awesome justice and wants to choose. If he gets, into the presidency, he's going to choose the most Scalia-like justice that he could find. Yeah. Someone who's, look, Scalia was a racist. He thought blacks were inferior, thought women that were swearing, that used swear words, were ruining the country. He didn't believe in gay rights. He loved torture. There's another thing. Donald Trump would bring back torture, even if it doesn't work. I'm in favor of torture. In fact, he said, I'm going to make something worse than torture. Even if it doesn't work, that's what we're going to use. We're going to torture people. That's amazing to me. But more about the court. I understand that Clinton is going to appoint somebody like Merrick Garland, who's a centrist judge, right? Centrist, maybe pro-corporate, made some pro-corporate decisions. Okay, that sucks, right? But Trump's worse. If you believe a centrist isn't worse than another Antonin Scalia or two more of them, then you're obviously not thinking about this whole thing. Okay? Look, Clinton sucks. I know it. I've been saying it all along. I've been reporting the truth about how terrible Clinton actually is, or Trump actually is, and Clinton. But one is worse than the other. You only have to look at the policies. As centrist as she is, as much of a war hawk as she is, Hillary Clinton's policies are still better than Donald Trump's. They're not Bernie Sanders. They're not Jill Stein. But they're still better than Trump. That's what I'm trying to get across to everybody, okay? There are two bad choices here. And one is worse than the other. And that's undeniable. These are facts. And if you still want to vote for Jill Stein, that's great. I'm actually in favor of a protest vote. I live in Michigan, so thankfully, I might be able to vote for Jill Stein. I might do so. I'm not sure yet. I don't know where I'm at. But what I do know is that if you're in a deep blue state or a deep red state, your protest vote won't matter as much, so you can go ahead and vote your conscience, right? You can vote for Jill Stein, you can vote for Gary Johnson, you can even go ahead and write in Bernie. You can do what you want. But if you live in a swing state and you don't want Donald Trump, well, you might end up having to hold your nose, vomit, cry, get drunk, curled up in a fetal position, and regret every decision you've ever made as you pull the lever for Hillary Clinton. And if only for one reason, to prevent Donald Trump. I'm going to be honest, I've never been Bernie or bust. I understand Bernie or bust. I get it. But look, I just don't fall into that. And I'm sure you guys can understand. But at the same time, something that I've always been. I've always been never Trump. And I will continue to hold to that position. And you can get mad at me if I want, but that's my position.